Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Fight Me. I don't
What
know what
is
this
up,
week's
man?
going to be. How's it going, man? The
Good,
big
good, you.
Texas comer himself.
Yo, wait, hold on. What? You have a May shirt on?
Yeah, man. Look at this shirt. Oh yeah, I forgot to show this off today. Look at this.
Is that from the? Oh, that's from Arc Systems, yeah.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that
I
from Arc
bought it.
System?
I bought it.
Man, that looks so cool.
I
I'll be
actually really
honest.
like. They have a black version as well. If you want a black shirt instead of a white shirt, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
it's
yeah.
sick. It's got all the aquatic animals on there. You know, you got
Uh
a
huh.
little walrus right here. Little Tootsuki. It's good. It's good shit. It's good shit.
Yeah, I am the big Texas cover.
What a ridiculous tournament. I can't believe I stayed up till 1 a.m. or whatever that was happening last night.
Oh man, that tournament was quite long. For sure, it was definitely very long. I think it was 69 people entered the
It
tournament,
was. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people entered the tournament. That was fun and a lot of good competition, man. I thought Miles was the person I fought in grand finals. He was giving me the work.
Yeah, I was worried there for a second. I was worried the match before as well. You were down like 3-1, or was it Miles that you were down 1-3?
Yeah, that was the grand finals.
That was grand finals. Okay.
Yeah, I was down 1-3, and then I just turned it up and came back. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And that was a blast. So big shout outs to Octopimp running it. And then but you and Strippin was just in the DMs like, yo, go, go, go.
Yeah, man, it was fun. It was fun to watch. I had a lot of fun watching that tournament. It's over on Octopimp's channel if you want to watch the VODs of that. It was a Gold Lewis only tournament with 69 other Gold Lewises. And it was a lot of big swings. A lot of big swings for about 5 or 6 hours long.
Yeah.
But it was fun to watch. And I think I learned a lot about Gold Lewis as well. It was one of those events where I actually learned a little bit about the character rather than just how good people are, right?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
It's I think a lot of people were able to understand what type of character is he and how did he play, how did he work. So I think that helped a lot.
Yeah, for sure. So what's been going on? Obviously, all that the Street Fighter stuff yesterday. I saw you talking about your now. I know this is completely wrong, but I'm just going to state it as such. Your favorite character in the Street Fighter universe,
Jesus.
Luke.
More like lukewarm.
Oh man, yeah, he looks a little odd. The
I
other two
wasn't
characters
a
look
fan
good.
of him. Yeah. Oro and Akira. They have been announced for a bit.
Yeah,
And so we didn't really see too much of gameplay from these characters, but overall, I'm so excited. August 16th, super excited to play Oro and Akira. Both looking fantastic, both looking like from their previous games of Street Fighter 3 and Project Justice. So super excited. Luke, yeah, I don't know about Luke, man. That's just
let's move on.
I'm not a big fan of Luke. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Luke.
Yeah. It was also a little weird too because they talked about him being an important character for the next step of the Street Fighter world. So I don't know what that means, but
It's pretty much Street Fighter 6. He's a launch character, but that's what
he's one of the top 8, I guess, is how to perceive that.
Yeah, top 8 new character. So the only thing that interests me about Luke is that because he's a introduction to Street Fighter 6, maybe in his movesets, it can kind of give us an idea of what type of battle mechanics or game mechanics they're going to go with for Street Fighter 6.
Yeah.
Right, so I think that's going to be huge importance, and I think that'll be pretty fun in general.
Yeah.
But I mean, besides that, how's been your progress been? I know I told you that rank 10, Celestial got reset, so a lot of players are rank 10 now.
So it was interesting because I didn't know that. I didn't know that the reset was a thing that happened. I thought once you got into VIP, you were into VIP for forever, essentially. But the reset happened on the 1st, and I guess the reason why it was happening so frequently after last week, in the sense of I think I hit Celestial probably 20 to 25 times over the course of the week. And it was probably because everyone that was at level 10 at that point was already VIP because it had been a month. Mm-hmm. And so then on the 1st and the 2nd, I started playing rank 10 and I was just getting my ass beat. And it was because all the VIPs were now at level 10, grinding their way back up to Celestial. And so I that was actually fine. I actually enjoyed the idea of, and the act of losing to folk like that. Cause I could learn, right? I was telling you this as well in DMs. Really, the pattern prior to that was I would play, 7, 8, 9 matches at floor 10, and I'd just go 9-0.
Yeah.
I'd hit Celestial and I'd win like a game. The closest I got 4 out of 5, and then I lost 2 in a row. And that was those were some tough losses to take. But I would get the bump up to Celestial, and then fight people that are Celestial level, right? That were of a different caliber of player, and it would just go bad. I don't necessarily have like a general thought process on why it would go bad. I was definitely, after last week, I definitely reassessed the idea of being a little bit too aggro. But I think that is just kind of, I'll go like, I'll go to 11 at the start, and then the second they start getting meter, I play a little bit slower, right?
Okay.
I start looking for those wake up supers. I start like baiting those a little bit more. I start trying to do a confirm with like a down slash into dolphin rather than just straight up dolphining, that type of scenario. And I found success doing that as well. I think at this point now in the game, it's really down to a lot of matchup knowledge and a lot of just kind of like fundamentals, like doing pokes, like trying to figure out how the character is going to play or how the opponent's going to play. And really just like figuring out how each character is going to approach, each character and each player of that character is going to approach the match. And so I think I'm adjusting by the third or fourth match, but it takes, a match loss or a 2 losses to kind of see that adjustment. So hopefully that'll get better.
It's more of like you kind of want, like, you take the first match and it's more of like a download information type of thing to see what type of player this person is, how they're playing this character, and then you kind of adjust from there. But we kind of want to learn more of like just matchup knowledge. I would say at this point it's more of just understanding what's the character's weakness, right? So, and what's the character's strength, what's their pros, what's their cons, what do they like to abuse, and how can we counter that, like those abuse strategies? Because a lot of this game has pretty much like rinse and repeat formats of like, how to attack, how to keep attacking. Like, how like if you were playing Mei, you would use the H dolphin to keep your offense going. But the thing is, there is a weakness in it, right? You can hit, the opponent can hit the H dolphin. So every other character has those scenarios as well. So it's more of you trying to figure out and remember that these, like, if he does this, I can do this, and he wouldn't be able to continue the offense. So you would just be able to kind of like play more of the longer game instead of having maybe like a force situation where you're forcing to take hits and forcing to take damage.
Right. Yeah. And I think the matches where I was able to play the same person or same character over and over, I think I did like a 12 or 15 game stint versus a Kai, and that went well. I started to adjust. He was also a VIP Kai, so that was nice. A lot of people are opening up against Dolphin now, at least this Kai was, by jumping and down slashing or down heavy, and that way it kind of hits. Heavy. And that was a 2-loss scenario. Then, oh shit, okay, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to approach it a little bit differently. I got to fight a lot of Gold Lewises. I also fought Strippin a bunch, who is a Gold Lewis main at the moment. We were kind of messing around, but it was, a 4 or 5 hour back and forth, another 70 or 80 matches yesterday. So that was fun, just to kind of try things and throw things in there. Started mixing in a lot of grab into RC and also air grabs. I started air grabbing a lot, and so that feels really good. Just landing an air grab to begin with, I think feels great. I fought a Nago.
Before you continue there, when you go for these air grabs, have you done air grab in a roaming cancel yet?
So yes, in practice, I haven't actually done it in a match, but I do know that can kind of you can basically get under with the anchor if you red RC off of it. Is that what you're trying to say?
So it's more of like when you air grab and you red RC. So you know how when you do RC on the ground, you hit that forward, you get that drift. Yeah. You get that drift, right? The after image. So you can go down. You have a down after image as well. So if you do roaming cancel, down, roaming cancel.
You hit the ground first.
You hit the ground first and you get the full combo from there.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I did not know that. I'll have to mix that in. A lot of walruses as well.
Yeah, a lot more walruses.
I've been throwing in a ton of walruses, and that's been good.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I was going to say I fought a Nago probably 15, 20 matches. Nago's a crazy character because he plays so defensive and then hits one thing and you're at 20% life. Just seemingly out of nowhere. like wall to wall damage combo, and I'm just like, oh shit. Okay, all right, this is a bad time.
I would say he's the problem character of the month. Just talking to a bunch of other players, and a lot of people don't have they have issues with the character, and it's completely understandable. He's definitely a 50-50 character, and more Nago players are understanding what's the game plan, what's the flow chart, how do I abuse. Well, the thing is, a lot of the things that they do is actually pretty punishable. Like let's say if he does a command dash, like what are you doing?
Well, most of the time, usually I'm down low, and then if it hits the fourth string of that combo, they usually go in for the grab to like do the command grab to get their blood meter down. I'm jumping and back anchoring and hitting and confirming and then going into a combo off of that.
Right. So in that situation, when they go over a situation like that, like you can interrupt the command dash before it fully comes out.
You can dolphin it, right? If you do quick dolphin,
you can even just do grabs.
Just normal hit. Oh, okay.
Yeah, just normal hit grabs. So a lot of times people let these command dashes kind of rot. Like it's pretty much fake pressure.
Yeah.
So that's like a thing that you want to make sure you do. Is that when you see this command dash, the only time the command dash is actually unchallengeable is if he sends out a clone and then command dashes behind the clone.
Got it. Okay.
But if he does anything where it's like strike, like let's say the 3-hit sword combo into command dash, you can completely press a button there and just punish him for that.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I split the games versus the VIP Naga, so I felt good about that. It was just crazy because he would explode. Like he would play so defensively. I'd have him in a corner. I'd have like the risk all the way cranked up, and then he would hit one thing and I'd just go wall to wall, like 60-70% damage combo from him.
Also, another way for you to fight Nago is this will help your patience game a lot. When you realize how much his blood, do you think you ever look at his blood gauge at all?
Yeah, if it's 2, I'm not jumping in. And if I am, I'm jumping in with a block, right? Like I'm not going to get hit by that sword in air. It hurts.
Yeah. Do you know how much? Like I would say, do you know how much each move gives him in terms of blood gauge?
No. Typically, if it's around 2, I know that's the only thing I know is like his sword basically is screen wide. Don't jump in on that. It's gonna hurt type scenario. I don't know much about the supers, or I mean the special moves and how much they add to the gauge.
All right, so like if he does like command dash, for example, right? The command dash does like, let's say 15% of 1 bar.
Right.
So it's pretty low. So you could do the command dash many times. If he does that spinning move that goes to the ground, right?
Yeah.
For the Beyblade move, that does 80% of 1 bar. So it pretty much almost goes up 1 bar a lot. Also, that Dragon Punch, that double red sword, that's another 80% as well. Right?
Gotcha. That move fucking hurts.
Yeah, and the clone is 30%. So like you want to keep those kind of like numbers in your head. More, you don't even need to know the exact numbers, but more.
Sure.
Oh, he did this move. Then this will cost X amount on his blood rate. So I know when it goes up.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, people attack Nago without realizing that he's gonna pop.
He's gonna pop, right?
Right, and then because of that, when you attack too hard and he's about to pop, it forces that like explosion, and then you don't actually get a punish. Right. So that could be something because like since you're dashing in and blocking, or you're trying to play aggro, you probably don't notice that. Oh, damn! I didn't realize that he's gonna pop there.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So something to keep a look for, especially when it's hard. I mean, like you talk about August, right? And during the tournament, there was times where I'm just like, yeah, he's gonna pop right here, but people don't.
He would manage it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's just more people don't realize that he was.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Right. And then they try to attack him, and then he gets away scot-free without he lose half life from the natural effects, but he could have lost more. He could have lost like 80% or 90% if the player realized that he was gonna pop.
Right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I know also, granted, I don't play Gold Lewis, but I saw a bunch of clips and I was talking to Strippin about it. A fully gauged up Gatling against a pop Nago pretty much kills. if it confirms. Because it takes so fucking long and it just sits there and he's just getting hit and he's losing HP at the same time.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the Gatling is pretty good.
Yeah.
I like him a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say I was thinking about we could watch some of your replays.
So we could watch some of the replays on PlayStation. I play PC and we ran into those issues last week with it lagging. So I don't know if that's necessarily possible. Also, I think most of the replays probably because we did 70 or 80 matches. I don't know how many it stores. I don't know if that's necessary. We could watch I haven't played it all on PlayStation last week, so those replays would be from last week.
Yeah, it'll be pretty too old, right?
Yeah. I could play matches. We could jump in if you just want to see.
Yeah,
where
I would say. Let's play. Okay, let's do play matches, and then next time maybe we can talk. We can try to find a way to like watch.
I will between now and next week. I'll play some matches on PlayStation as well as PC, and I'll make sure that the matches on PlayStation don't get overridden by that stuff. So
okay,
that'll be good. If you want to start up a lobby and send me a code, I'll join here.
I will send you an invite.
Cool.
And then, what character do you want? What character would you like me to play?
So
I can pick a character that you're having trouble with.
Yeah, I mean, I still to this day I straight up avoid Leos. That character just is a monster to me. I feel like I've gotten a lot better against Anji, specifically because of the Walrus, right? Like you can do so much with a Walrus to Anji in terms of just like getting through that like weird invulnerable move that he has. And that just feels great. Walrus in general has opened up a lot of different things in terms of, bursting, throwing it out there, then jumping in with like a heavy. It kind of does or provides a little bit of a buffer for that. And so that's been good. But yeah, I guess Leo is probably one of the scariest. Every once in a while, a pot will show up and that'll be devastating, but then I'll fight other pots and they'll just kind of be really... Like, the second that I fight a character that's defensive, I do really well. But the second that I'm on defense, or they know, like, they'll 6P a dolphin, or they'll 6P me when I jump in with a heavy. The second that they start doing that, it's like, oh, fuck. Okay, these guys know what they're doing, right? Like, it's like these guys know how to do this. So, yeah, let me join up here.
Yeah, I mean, how good are you at now grabbing, let's say, Leo's the crosser move?
Not great, is what I will say. Only because I haven't honestly fought that many Leos. Okay. I don't know if they're all like sitting at different floors or what's going on. I honestly just have not seen that many Leos.
Is it so? Like when you do fight, is it more of like you forget to like that he has that cross move where you can grab it?
It's more like the idea that I'm just consistently scared against it, right? Like because I know that I know the strings well enough to if I don't have burst and he hits something like that, I know that I'm about to get hurt. I know it's gonna hurt. It's essentially what happens, and so then I just essentially start playing like scared.
Yeah, I mean, it's also another thing that we can look at. It's kind of like you just need to know like the character's weaknesses. And once you learn the character's weaknesses, it's more of just like once you're able to punish that one time, you'll be able to kind of like do it more often.
Sure.
Right. So it's more of like I just have to keep using the strategy, right? Of just going for like, let's say, cross up slash and stuff like that. So how about this? Let's go on the rundown of like some of the moves that are out there.
Sure.
So obviously, if you block low for me, right, and I do this is like the cross up.
Yep, that's cross up.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. And then so that's the one thing that you got to worry about, right? So in that situation, you want to always kind of like look out for. So anytime he does a string like this, for example,
get ready for the cross up.
that's when you start getting ready for cross up.
Yeah.
Right? And you want to, and the thing is, you don't want to block it. You never want to block it because if you block it, that means you could have grabbed.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Right. So block.
So you're saying like if he does that.
Yeah, you should always go for just like grab right there.
Okay.
Like just start like if you start mashing like grab.
Am I grabbing? Sorry, am I grabbing towards him or
it doesn't
where
matter.
he's going to end up?
You can grab back. You can pull back. You hold forward. You can do whatever you want.
Okay, but I guess animation wise, so you start the string like there. Am I grabbing now at the end of the attack, or
you're grabbing
before he crosses me up?
You can grab before the cross up, or you can grab after the cross up.
Okay, all right. Man, it's fast.
No, so if you just mash grab, for example, you could just mash it.
Oh, you can just mash it. Okay.
Yeah, watch.
Huh. I think I'm just doing it too late. Oh, that opened me up.
Yeah, it's more of like since you're holding down back sometimes.
Yeah.
You might not get the forward and grab. So just hold back, for example. Just start holding back and just mash grab. See?
Gotcha. Okay. Is it better to? Because what off of that string does he have? Most of the time he'll start with a kick to open that up, right? To get a confirm.
Yeah,
he'll do the little back kick bullshit.
It's this one, yeah. It's just we just want to kind of like get you used to just like kind of like this is kind of like a normal situation where they just kind of go in that situation.
Got it.
Right? Because there's obviously they can just do it like in different versions of it.
Yeah.
But it's more of like this is like step one.
Got it.
Right?
Okay.
Step one is like they do it like this. Block for me?
Yeah.
You see how you got the standing dust right there. It's because you're not holding the forward or back direction.
Yeah, I'm honestly looking forward to the hitbox because that's another thing that happens billion is when I go from the transition to down back and that I always hit up because it's like such a finite. I feel like they're right next to each other because they literally are right next to each other, and I'm always hitting up and getting opened up because of it. But yeah, that's an execution issue rather than a coachable issue.
Okay. And another three, and you also want to make sure how does he get into the back turn stance, right? Because when he gets into this back turn stance, this is obviously when he's at his best.
Yeah.
Right? You're scared in this situation right here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you want to make sure you understand like he gets it from cross up, right? So if he crosses you up, he gets into the stance. If he does this, he gets into the stance. If he does grab, like normal grab, he gets into the stance.
Right.
So those are the only three ways that he'll get into the back turn stance that you want to make sure that you. Another thing that you want to remember is when he does this, like what would you do here?
I mean, typically I'm just waiting for him. I don't really have an answer for.
Really, so like obviously when you throw dolphin here, you get like you lose here, right?
Yeah, because it just
right. They'll absorb it and then he'll do this, right?
Yeah, he'll open
so
it up
this
after.
is a like so it parries highs and mids.
Right.
What you can do here is if you do the 3K, the slide.
Yeah.
See that?
Knocks him out of it.
Yeah, it doesn't protect him from loads.
Gotcha. Oh, that's pretty far.
Right? Yeah, so if you see him doing this and walking forward, that's when you start like doing like that load move right there.
Just to get him out of that. Does that do anything if he's in that stance? Oh,
no,
he just blocks
parries,
it. Okay.
Yeah, you have to go for the load. So that's kind of what you want to always kind of remember.
Yeah.
Because I think because you like throwing dolphins, right? You want to be careful that people are just going to just do this for you, and then from there it kind of makes you like, oh, what do I do now? Or like, oh, I can't throw dolphins, so I don't know what to do. So that's your option, right? So from there, since you can do the slide, that's when you can do slide into roaming cancel, right? To prevent them from doing that, and you make them pay, so then they don't have to think about doing that, right? Nice, sick. So that's what another thing. Another thing I would say that you want to be careful for Leo is while he's in his back turn stance right here. Like if you're like, what would you do on your wake up? Are you just blocking in the situation right here?
Yeah, because I generally at most Leos will just be super aggro. I definitely don't want to dolphin into that because he can do the like counterattack nonsense. And I know somewhat of the timing of the counterattack, like when to actually dolphin in for it. But
Well, it's more of
generally,
like when I knock you down, right? Because let's say you get hit by the cross up.
right.
Now you're in this like situation like this, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to down back and trying to get the first 2 hits and then block appropriately. Like, I guess the answer is
Okay.
I'm trying to block appropriately.
Okay. So the thing you have to notice is that you're blocking like you're doing the correct thing by blocking low first.
Yeah.
Because this is unreactable.
Right,
You
it's
can't
super
react to this
crazy.
button, right? But this one is super fast, but you have a higher chance of reacting on it,
Right.
right? So the one thing you have to notice is anytime he does this, once he does this move,
It's coming
he
overhead.
can't go in.
Oh,
yeah,
he
he
can't?
cannot go into low. He cannot go into low.
Oh, okay. So,
So
it's
he-
gonna
so
come
he- so-
overhead no matter
Yeah.
what.
No matter what. The only thing that he can change up is like he can do like this into like grab,
Grab. Yeah.
right? But because there's so much delay from the grab where he's like making a run,
Yeah.
you can also react to that, right? It's more of like you have to get used to be able to see this enough times to react to it accordingly. As long as you follow the rules of block low first and then block high after you see this move, then you're gonna just have much more success in just defending against him while he's in the stance.
Sure. Sure. That
Right?
makes sense.
And another thing is after he does this, what he can do in that situation is his only option is to go for the big shield,
The shield. Yeah, yeah.
right? This one.
The counter
Right?
attack thing.
So if I did that, for example, so I'm gonna start from the low and I want you to block the high,
Okay.
right? And I do this. What do you do after?
Probably try to go for a grab, or I try to time the shield properly and dolphin alpha that.
Yeah. So I think that's the one you want to do is you can go for the grab, or if you want to get more damage for your buck, after I do the shield,
Yeah.
you can after you see the recovery of it, you can do dolphin. It will say counter.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
So
still tough
that's
to
the one-
time.
Yeah, it's definitely it's more of something you just sit in training mode to kind of like get that visual timing,
Sure.
right? So if I do this, so we're gonna practice a scenario. Then yeah, see that? There you go. Boom, you got it
Yeah.
right there. Right. So that's kind of the thing you want to remember. But the thing is, the mix-up is obviously if you think I'm gonna go for the shield, I'm gonna just do this again.
Right.
Right. So it's just more of like you just understand that could be an option there. But everything really does revolve around this back turn stance. So what you want to make sure is that if he starts going for this back turn stance, you have to kind of like do something to kind of like punish him or give him a sense of just like you can't just do back turn stance and it's just easy and I'm not gonna punish you,
Yeah.
right? Because the thing is, even if you grab me out of this, it's not gonna stop the opponent from doing it again.
They're gonna. I mean,
Right,
that's
they're-
the bread and butter.
Yeah, they're gonna keep always going for that situation. So,
Right.
but the thing is, because they're gonna go for that situation, you have to practice that grabbing is just like such a huge thing that you need to do over and over.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
It might be the
Now-
type of thing where I just do that in a practice thing,
Pretty much.
record the matches
Yeah.
or whatever, and just sit there and hammer it out.
Yep. But let's play, we'll play the games now.
Come.
Play some games.
Oh, that was an early first. There's the damage.
There's damage. you got hit there because you was holding up in that situation
Right.
after the dolphin. Nice.
The old DP.
Nice. There you go.
Well, it's me
Yeah,
holding up.
Yep. Remember, anytime you see that back turn with like that giant X, you gotta block the high. You can't even jump out of it because it's a true strength.
Right. I always forget about DP against him too. Well.
What made you move forward in that situation?
I think the idea was that I was going for a grab.
Yeah,
Which
because the
obviously
problem
didn't
with
work out.
the problem with that one is when you went for the grab there, is that you're -5, right? Because you're at the S off.
Yeah.
So I'm always gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna press the button here.
Right. Just in general, I think
Just
it's
in
a
general.
bad time to grind or a bad time to grab. Yeah.
Yeah.
That also, I feel like that always beats.
On this move, yeah, no, that move is so good.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was expecting a DP there. That's why I delayed it.
No, that was good. That was good. You gotta think about situations like that. The thing is, if you go for down slash into S Dolphin right away, I can't DP that. It's only if there's a gap. So there's no gap in that situation. So if you do that over and over again, you don't have to be afraid to do it. So yeah, since you're delaying it a little bit, there's gonna be a gap where I can DP.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh no, that's the wrong one you did for sure.
Oh no, I missed the burst.
There you go. I was waiting for the slide. You
I
gotta look for
didn't
those.
want to just run up and slide.
Nice.
Ah, I should have carried it closer.
Yeah, if you did a little run, you would have got
Yeah.
the wall bounce. Remember, always block low in that situation.
I think it was the type of thing where I swapped to back and hit up. Like, I'm not even kidding when that's a real struggle bus. Oh, that was death.
Yeah, you could have definitely killed me when you had the roaming cancel. It was a good.
If I would have pushed him, yeah.
Yeah, if you just do a little run, a little shimmy.
God, that beats that dolphin too. What the hell?
Caught you not blocking low.
That's my name. That's what they call me. Oh,
Yeah, I would say another thing that I noticed is how often like do you think about like baiting bursts? Because I know you bait burst sometimes, but how
I
often
bait
do
a
you think-
burst pretty much every time that I go for a combo off the wall, but apart from that,
Yeah.
it's pretty rare. I
So
wouldn't say
you-
rare, but it's mostly because most combos that I do are happening when I'm at a wall.
Yeah. So it's more of like there was times where you could bait a burst, right? If you didn't have to, not a combo, but like more of just like a counter hit jump. Like so, you probably land a lot of these scenarios where you're holding up, right? And then somebody grabs you, and then you get a counter hit like anchor, right? You
Right.
come down with the HS and anchor, and that's also where people burst a lot. Because in this game, people burst after one hit in the air. So like if we go to the corner, for example,
Sure.
right? So there's a few times where let's say I'll go for the grab, right? So I'm gonna do this, block low first. I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna go grab, and you hold up,
Like
right?
that?
And then you come down, press a button,
Yeah.
right?
That's usually
And
the
then
answer for that.
Yeah, so you would always go into crouching heavy slash after that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, what I want you to do is that from now on, well, not like every single time, but if you know that they have a burst here and you avoid that grab right here, right? You come down, press a button, and then block.
Because you think they're going to burst right afterwards. That is true. Actually, I've seen a lot.
Majority of the time, that happens.
Replaying so many of the matches that happened the past week, that's generally what happens. A lot of people also, granted, not necessarily a good move, but if I open up with a counter dolphin on start and go in for the grab, they'll burst so I can't grab.
Yeah. So since you acknowledge, since you like are aware of that,
I should just bait the burst.
Bait the burst in those situations.
Yeah.
Right. So it's because right now I would say your main focus when you're playing these games is you're trying to go for big damage, right? You're trying to land the damage, big damage. But because burst is available, like these are the scenarios where you want to like forfeit the damage and kind of like make them spend their resource.
Right.
Because it's such a mental toll when you take somebody's burst and also punish them for doing a bad burst.
Right.
Right. Because like I said, I did it 2 times already, where I would just go for a grab, you come down, press a button, and I just burst, but then you're already coming to the crouching heavy slash.
Right. That makes sense. I definitely notice or recognize spots where I could probably bait that, but I haven't yet.
Yeah. See, you were scared of DP right there?
Yeah, I waited for it.
Yeah, the thing about that is that because you're plus.
See, that was me pressing slash right there.
Yeah, it's because you're aggro, right? So you want the damage so hard, so you're gonna forget about it for a few times. But don't worry, every time I have a burst and you do that, I'm always gonna burst, so you can never understand. Nope.
Oh, that served me. Were you gonna bounce already with? Huh.
No, the reason why that didn't work is because you hit the H dolphin while I was on the.
Gotcha.
So
if it was in the air, bursted,
yeah. If I was in the air and you roaming cancel, you would have got the juggle. But because I'm on the ground, you only get one opportunity for a hit.
Sure. Well.
You try to press a button there?
Yeah, I went for a slide when it was pointless. There's no reason to.
Yeah,
I think I defaulted to that stance and was like, oh, I can slide here.
Yeah, just like I said, just remember that there's like this, if you follow the rules, like what each move leads into, then you'll be able to defend better.
Right.
Just know when you see that like giant X, I can only go for like 2 options, which is overhead and also command.
That makes sense. That was me jumping up.
Oh, you didn't have it. You almost had it.
I know. I try to go for the.
Man grab there?
Yeah. I was trying to burst the entire yellow RC.
Yeah, I would. You should never go for yellow RC on the first hit.
Wait till the second or third, just to see if I gotta commit.
Yeah, because if I just wait a little bit, then it's gonna ruin your impulse.
That was terrible.
Don't be scared to attack. I would say like in those situations, since you're plus, you should never give up your turn every single time. Right, because you're so scared of the DPs in that situation,
Just in general, DPs scare me.
You're not pressing a button. No, but don't be scared. Like the thing about it is like even if you get hit by DPs, it's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't worry about getting hit by wicked DPs. Nice, there you go. Oh, you missed the punish though.
That move or that situation is usually what gets me killed, but from a super, more often than not.
Nice.
Oh man, I thought that was going to confirm.
No, see in that situation, make sure you let go of your guard, because since you're holding back, if you tap forward, you're going to always get a charge.
Yeah, I also find that to be true. I was I forgot what it was that I was doing. That was the wrong way, and then I messed up the combo. I definitely, the mindset of always be charging definitely messes up some inputs when I mean to do one thing because I'm already charging.
Yeah, so what you want to go, just think of it as like you let go of the joystick right away.
Yeah.
Anytime you block the dragon button.
Right.
And don't forget.
Is that
always
second
block
hit an
low
overhead?
first.
It is, right?
The
That one
third
right
hit.
there?
Yeah,
Or I
yeah.
guess
So
that's
anytime
third
you
hit.
see this, you want to block high roll.
Yeah, just immediately start blocking high.
Yeah, just also always start blocking low. Because like I said, this cannot go into a low.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You always want to block that swing. Because we're playing in a match, like you're gonna forget.
Right.
So it's more of like something that I just need to abuse over and over again. Right? See, sometimes you'll forget.
That was because I hit up, not back.
Okay, you hit up.
The thing always hits me where it's or always gets me.
Because you're trying to jump out.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to jump out, and I'm just trying to stand up, and my stick execution is so poor that I go one notch too high, and it turns into a jump.
Back.
Yeah, it's because it's like right there. It's so
yeah,
close.
that's true.
Which is why I think the hitbox will help, because that input won't happen. Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, hitbox you would need to hold 2 buttons to get the up back.
Right, I would have to hold up at some point when if all I want to do is just hit back. Will charge carry over on the hitbox if I'm holding down back and then go back? Does that still carry?
Yeah.
Okay.
It
It doesn't
carries
reset
over,
the
yeah.
charge? Okay.
It does not reset the charge. Like if you're playing a charge character, your whole goal is making sure you're always holding down back.
Yeah.
Even holding up back is still considered as a charge. And don't forget.
That was way too close. That was me jumping.
Yeah. Nice. Okay.
Oh.
Oh. You see how you got the hit again? You went to go press the button.
Yeah.
Something, yeah, you gotta like bait those bursts.
Yeah.
Because I think that's another thing that probably hurts your offense a lot. Is that you get people scared because of how aggro you are. But if you mix in like just a little bit of just like blocking in those scenarios, then you'd be able to bait the burst. In that situation, you try to bait the burst, but I didn't have a burst.
Right, right. I think it's more just I'm trying to get in the mindset of I looked, saw you didn't have it, and then still did it.
Yep.
But the neurons aren't firing at full speed. It's still slow-mo.
No, you're good. I mean, it's a new concept, right? It's a new concept for
Right.
you to kind of like take a pause and be like, hey, Don't press a button. Yeah, you were holding back or jumping back there.
Yeah, I held back instead of blocking low.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you always want to make sure that your first option is always blocking low first. It's kind of like the Anji thing. The Anji thing with like the Fujin. Like your first option is blocking low and then reacting to open. Nice. There you go.
I had to get that timing down because I kept red RCing and then going for the throw and whiffing.
Yeah,
but it taught me to wait for the timing, so it worked out in kind of a weird way. Oh, that was bad time. Oh, I missed.
Oh, you ruined it. You missed there.
Is that kill? Oh, no, because I'm not on the wall.
Nice, good burst back.
God, that thing beats up short dolphin.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really use the up dolphins. To be
Really?
honest.
I love up
Yeah.
dolphin. I love getting and it might just be because it feels good, but I love getting that into that. Nothing's more demoralizing than taking two dolphins like that. I feel. That's where the salt starts to flow.
So the problem with that thing that you just did is that it resets back to neutral.
Right. No, there's nothing gained from it, and it's very little damage. Yeah.
So, but what you can do from that situation is if you hit the up dolphin, you could just run up at him.
Run at him, get closer, so you don't have to dolphin back in. Yeah.
Yeah, run up, get closer, and then go for like grab, frame trap. Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. So you can think of that as an option, but if that's your thing, then you can go keep doing it. But yeah, just telling you just the thing about off the ground, right? Like it resets the neutral.
Sure.
So think of it as like you gave up a turn, because in that situation you can definitely keep your turn there, right? It's more of just like you just need to just remember that, because we want to always keep our turns in this game. We don't want to take turns.
Right.
You want to make sure you keep your turn using the roaming cancel.
Oh no, I cut the back end. I definitely, people will read very quickly that I jump a lot, and air throws have started to make a scene in a lot of my matches, which is fine because it means I just need to tech them, or not jump as much.
Well, I mean, I would not say don't jump as much. I want you to jump more.
Yeah.
It's more of like you kind of only focus on jumping back like this, but the thing is, you should do air back dashes.
Yeah, I do air dash forward a shit ton, but I need to do air. Like this move is so good, and I just don't do it. Well, now I can't.
Like that one does. That one helps one. You doing air backdash as an air option, as a defensive option, would help a lot in those scenarios.
Yeah. Yep. That was me. So the situation I think is I start down back, take the first one, and then I just immediately go all the way to stand up with back up, and it always just means I'm going to get hit.
Yeah, you just have to make sure that you go back into just the back.
Yeah. That was it right there.
Yeah,
Hit up.
Yeah. I could tell you. Yeah, I could tell that you were holding up back because you were standing up.
Yeah. Yeah, my hands went up.
See how you lost your Oki in that situation? You lost your offense there because you went for the OTG with the dolphin.
Right. Whereas if I were just more up in your face, I could have done something else, essentially.
Yep.
Kind of gave you a turn, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to give me you don't want to give the opponent turns.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you missed your DB there.
Yeah, well, the timing's going to be off. That was me hitting up again. Now you see why I have such a struggle bus against them.
Okay. Nice. There you go. Oh, you just
Well,
chilled.
I
You were
was
so scared.
expecting you to do a DP.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you were just chilling way too long.
Yeah. Hit up. I gotta practice. I guess I can just set up a bot to like, or an AI
Yeah,
command
to do that.
to
all
do
day.
that.
Yeah, you can. And don't forget to grab.
Yeah. The input was hit. Oh, I
Nice.
went down.
Oh,
That's happened more often than not lately.
it's because you're using the crouching
Well,
heavy
I
instead
know
of
exactly
standing
why. I
heavy.
just don't know why that's like coming to my
Your hands
brain
doing
as
that?
something I can do. Yeah.
That was like the button that you love doing.
It was. Yeah, and I erased it from a lot of things.
Yeah, you don't just throw it out in neutral, which is great. It's a huge improvement.
Yeah.
Because there's less openings in your game. It's more of a times where anytime you put me on a hit or block, you like going for that heavy slash.
Right.
Cross up. Nice. There you go. That's good. Do you also know, like, when you do roaming cancel with Dolphin, are you good at baiting burst in the situation?
Yeah, generally that's like when I will most of the time bait a burst.
Yeah.
I feel like most people have gotten a little bit better though about. God, that throw is so hard to land for me. Most people have gotten better about not bursting after the anchor. So like most people burst. Here, I'll just because I don't know the name of the attacks. If I'm in corner and I do that, they'll burst right there, and then the dolphin will connect after.
Okay.
So they
What
burst
about,
right
like,
there.
Yeah. What about if you do like crouching slash into dolphin roaming cancel?
Like that?
Like yeah, but the S version, like you're doing a combo.
Oh.
Like, have you seen those situations?
Most of the time I just go for this. I don't really ever do. Like that string is so natural to me that I don't think of just doing that unless I'm mid-screen.
Yeah, I mean, like, let's say if you're mid-screen and you're using like that as a poke, right? And you go into
Yeah.
S dolphin, right?
Yeah.
It's like you do that a few times, and then which is good. It's definitely the natural thing to do with me. It's
Yeah.
more of just like because that's kind of like your easy combo starter that you're always gonna get. It's just like S dolphin from far or crouching S into S dolphin, and then roaming cancel from there.
Yeah, that's usually the like mid-map gameplay, whatever the fuck that is S dolphing into RC,
Yeah.
and then trying to either get like two of these below them to push them further to the wall, which generally doesn't happen because I need to practice it more, or just going for the like easy combo of doing that and then another S dolphin towards them, which
so
doesn't get that
I
much
was-
damage, but it will get them to a corner at least.
Yeah, it was more of just like I wanted to know if you ever like that's another way for you to bait burst is using the roaming cancel to bait burst,
Oh yeah, for sure.
right? So using like the S dolphin here from like far and then comboing into it from like from a roaming cancel, right? So
Oh,
if you
yeah,
let's
yeah.
say so do a burst, for example.
I gotta get tension.
Yeah, just do a
Some
burst.
negative. Oh, you're just saying like that. Cold burst.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
and then if you hit me with S Dolphin, right? Do roaming cancel. I'm gonna burst there like that.
Right. I would say that's about it's a 50-50 on if I block that or if they burst. Sometimes I'll get
Yeah.
it and that feels great, but I guess what you're saying is it's a great way to bait a burst that I should try to work into the gameplay, right?
Yes, because there's actually a visual cue. Because there was a few times when we were playing that I bursted after like before your roaming cancel me,
Oh,
and
you had
then
already put the input?
yeah.
Someone was saying,
So that
maybe this was on your ICFC cast, where the burst bar will actually disappear before the animation comes out or something like that.
well, it's more of just like the red roaming cancel counts as a hit. So you're able to tell that the combo meter did not go through, or the red RC, like the area, the AOE effect, didn't hit. So because the AOE didn't hit me, you're able to visually tell that the burst is coming.
Got it. Okay. Maybe I need to
So
see
it's
that
more,
then.
yeah. So it's more of just like a. Yeah, let me send you to a. Let's make a new room,
Okay.
so you can see that, because I would say that's something that I think you probably let go a lot.
Yeah. I do know the biggest like bait that I have at the moment is corner combos with like strike, down heavy strike. And then I'll sit there and wait for like what feels like an eternity for them to burst
Mm-hmm.
and then try to hit at the last second when they don't burst. 99% of the time, most people I'm fighting, they're going to burst right there almost every single time.
Yeah.
But I have started dropping combos because I've waited too long there. And so if there's a bigger sign than just like waiting for it to occur, then that would probably benefit me to see.
Oh yeah, there are. So there
Let's
are
see.
ways to make the opponent kind of get nervous
Hmm.
with and then force you could kind of force them to burst, and I can show you that right now.
Yeah.
It's actually been something that I've been telling a lot of people, and it's people were just like, "Wow, I didn't know that was a thing."
Yeah. I am communicating with server, as we all are.
Always communicating with. Server.
Always communicating with server. Someone told me in Japan, because it's pinging all the servers in that situation, that they have no wait time, and I got very jealous.
Hmm.
And they need to fix that shit.
Welcome.
All right.
Are you ready?
Okay. So, for example, what I want you to do is I want you to burst after I do this. Right. So you see how here. See that? You see how it only said 2 hits?
Yeah.
Now, if you don't burst, you say 3 hits. So I know you didn't burst.
Oh shit.
But if
Okay.
but look, if you burst early here, see that? 2 hits.
Okay. Jesus,
Right?
that's
so,
big.
So that's a visual cue. But
And
now
does
the one
does that
yeah.
happen when the other player inputs? Is when it starts to, like, when it notices what's happening?
Yeah, pretty much they input the burst before the red Roman cancel fully came out.
Oh, there we go. I didn't have meter.
Right? See right there? I know you're gonna
Got
burst.
it. Yeah.
I could just tell.
Shit. Okay.
Right? And then another way, what you were describing earlier was like you would do this, and let's say that went through, and you would just let them drop, right?
Right.
For example, so let's say if you did overhead and you're trying to bait the burst, you see like they're falling down. You're like, oh man, I missed my call.
Yeah.
Right?
I usually wait until like I said, what feels like an eternity to do the down up, or sorry, down
Okay.
heavy.
So like for example, do it to me. Just let me see what would your situation.
So it'd be,
Where would they burst it? That?
yeah, they would burst right there. Yeah.
Okay. What if it's like what if you do overhead? Overhead in a run.
Oh. Also, I will wait till the last second most of the time. like that.
Right.
But
the
they
problem
never.
is you'll get hit by that.
Yeah, every once in a while they will kind of go through. But is that just a gamble that I have to take, or is it watch the combo type deal?
So there's a way that you can kind of like I said, force them to make a burst.
Yeah.
Is this
Right.
So if I hit you, right? So let's say you burst when I hit you with the close strike after the roll.
After?
Yeah. See that?
Yeah.
I blocked that. I'll do it again.
Oh, I'm hitting you before. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. See, I punished you for that.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. So the thing is, that
Damn, that's
situation
clever. Okay.
is the close slash is jump cancel. So meaning you could tap up after you press the button right away.
Got it. Is
Right,
that
so
now that I'm seeing that, is that how when you're mid screen and someone does that and they go to get under, are they canceling it so they can do 2 close slashes?
Yeah, pretty much. The thing is, they're doing
Like what?
this, like this.
Yeah.
and then
How the
jump up
fuck
to-
do you
to-
do that? What
Well,
is
you
the
have-
cancel
you-
there?
No, I mean you could just hold forward. You could just hold forward, and then hit that. The thing is, you want to make sure that you get the run first, and then you hold forward after.
Got it. So
Because
the
this is
dash
a
at
neutral.
the beginning. Yeah. That's so you dash and then
And then hold forward after that.
Okay. Because that's been the thing to just help to carry someone over into a corner faster when I hit
Yeah.
mid confirm. Because usually, like, I just do another down or down heavy, down H into like S dolphin. But if I'm carrying someone over to a corner, that's a lot better setup scenario than just a little bit extra damage. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also this is the thing that will help you force the burst, instead of just you waiting, like trying to do this, for example,
Yeah.
right? Because the thing is, if you do this forces them to like recognize, oh, he hit me, let me burst here,
Right.
right? So you kind of want to get that into your game, is just doing this jump cancelable right here to kind of like force that. Another thing you can do in this situation in the corner is if like you can just do it early as well. You do it early like that, like it would be harder for them to burst there as
To
well.
burst
If
it.
you burst, yeah, because if you burst here, right? So burst after I hit you with the crouching heavy slash, right?
Oh,
you
yeah.
see how
Then
he
it
gets-
catches them on the fall down. I love when that happens. That shit makes me fucking delighted in the match. Because it
Yeah,
happens
it's pretty
so
much a
often,
reset
'cause
damage.
it bumps them up. The other fun thing, too, is when I got someone on a wall and they smash like up here, and I just do that on the way down. I just anchor them
Yeah.
on the way down. And that also feels great because it's a reset, essentially.
Yeah. No, for sure. But yeah, I want you to kind of like get used to like kind of like having more options on baiting bursts,
Yeah.
because I do think that that's probably kind of like making at the higher levels when you're telling me how you were like celestial like 25 times last week.
Yeah.
I think the reason why like you probably like lose games and win games is because there are times when you're like get the momentum started, get your offense started. People just had the reads to win the burst on you. So
yeah. I mean,
that could be another thing that you're not doing, is baiting those bursts out.
totally. Yeah. The saving grace for me in most of those matches and why I necessarily didn't go full tilt is they were all close. Like I very rarely had a match that I just got completely stomped out. And so that felt good. The one match that I did get completely stomped out was against some like pot who was level 2000. And it was just like, oh, well, he has an answer for everything that I'm doing.
Yeah.
So that's one of those things where it's like, he just has, knowledge that I don't, essentially. But yeah.
So let's see. I'm gonna pick some characters. I'm gonna pick Nago.
I think if anything were to change with May, or I were to have to choose another character, it would probably be Nago.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
interesting. That's
I don't know.
interesting.
His crazy rush down is just a lot of fun to see.
Yeah.
And I love
So, like,
the look of the character, but yeah.
Yeah. So if he does this, for example, you block for me, like this is something that you probably like hit by, right? They go for the command grab.
Yeah,
You
that's
jump
where I
out,
just jump out all the time. Yeah.
right. So now if you block, but then don't jump out, just punish me. Like press a button here. See?
Just
I can't-
interrupt it.
Yeah, you see, you can interrupt that every single time.
Yeah.
So you want to do you could go for the grab, press the button faster. See, like it's a punish every single time.
Yeah.
So don't let these like. So a lot of times people go for like these fake strings, and that's because like people
You can
are
bait
afraid
it?
of the character. Well, it's
Oh,
just more of
okay.
like you're. They know that you're afraid of this character, which is why you jump back. But because you're jumping back here, if you jump back here and I do this,
It hurts.
right? You're gonna get clipped.
Yeah. And that definitely has
Right.
happened as well.
Yeah, so that's why you want to make sure that the only like you just it's more of a knowledge check. The only way this is like safe is like if he does this and he goes for that.
And dashes
That's
in.
when that's when it's plus. But this is where you jump out. Before the clone hits you, you hold up.
Right. Yeah. And that has
Right?
happened a lot, just circumstantially.
Yeah, you see, this is when you see that, when you see him do something like that, that's when you jump up and you air dash out.
Oh. Yeah.
Right? So like air dash out. So air back, air
Oh,
forward.
air
go
forward.
past.
Sure.
Yeah. You see that? Look,
Yeah.
it's kind of when you switch places.
Right.
So it's kind of like knowledge check. The only thing I would say that's truly dangerous with this character is when he does something like this. This move is cheap.
Because it's a
that move is-
50-50? Or what?
Yeah, that move's a 50-50 because if I don't do anything, you can press the button. But the thing is, because he can special cancel these moves like this, right? Like he could delay it. That's where it makes kind of like that's really scary because that's when he can start going for like something like that.
Right.
So I would say this is the only move that you really have to kind of watch out for because that's like the Hail Mary. But
Sure.
you see how much meter I did? That was one move that does 80% wall.
And that's just
So you
the
have
spin
to keep,
move,
you have
right?
to keep, yeah, that's a spin move. You have to keep note of that. And if I do this move, right? You see how it just gradually goes up to 80% as well,
Jeez, yeah.
right? So if I do this, which they do,
The spin into
Okay, that's-
spin.
well, a spin into the uppercut. Look, see that?
Oh, yeah. That's almost
pretty
2
much
bars,
One,
yeah.
It's 175, right? But then if I do this, kind of like backwards, that's gonna be 2 bars.
Got it. And that's
Right,
usually
so-
what happens because then I'll jump in and they do that, right?
Yeah.
So,
in
I'm
this-
trying to
yeah.
like hold back the entire time or jump over it a lot of times.
Well, I would say you don't even need to kind of like go advance forward because he can't advance forward because he's gonna be stuck because he's scared to use special. Because
Right.
if I do this and I go backwards, right, and I go for one more move like this,
You pop
and-
soon.
yeah, right, and I
close, yeah.
don't do anything. You see how close it is? Now he's just like, damn, I can't do anything. I have to rely on using these sword normals to get this blood back, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the only way he can reduce the blood gauge is either command grab or he hits you with these sword normals hit or block.
Right.
So his jabs, his kicks, his this close button right here doesn't give him back sword. Doesn't give him doesn't lower the blood gauge. Right. So it's like for him, you just have to know like this does what does what does what.
Sure. Okay.
So, but yeah, I would say when you see the command dash, don't jump up. Like
I got it.
only
Yeah,
time you
that'll
jump-
take a lot of
Yeah.
retraining to do, but it makes
Yeah.
sense to just do that, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can even go for grab. Like if I do this, you can just mash grab. You see.
Yeah.
So in that situation, what you want to do is just hold back and grab because you put me in the corner. Yeah.
Oh,
See,
right.
and
Swap
now
spots,
and
yeah.
now you swap the spots and you got all this real estate behind you.
Yeah.
Right. So then, literally, the only time you can't do that, you can't mash grab, is if I do like, for example, this. And
That's where you gotta
where
jump.
that's where you jump and air dash.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So it's just more of just like those, like kind of like if you keep that in mind, it makes just the match more bearable. It's just, but the thing is, you also have to retrain yourself to kind of like not hold up back as like your first defensive option.
Right.
Because I think that's the number one common thing that everybody did. I mean, when I first fought him, I was holding north. I was holding north on that joystick because I was like the whole thing is I do not want to take this command grab. There's
Oh,
no
yeah, it
way
sucks,
I
yeah.
want you to bite me because if you bite me, you're literally you get it's a reset on your blood rage bar.
Right. Which is a reset on damage, which is a bad time. Yeah.
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 So that's kind of like the thing you kind of just want to keep in the background.
A lot of to recap the matches that I mentioned earlier. Most Nagos, at least that I was fighting at the Celestial and floor 10 level, they played incredibly defensive and would just let me get them in a corner, and then they would mess up, or they would do that and get me out once, and then a string would happen and I'd be 20%, right? From like 3 or 4 hits, or 4 or 5 hits rather. But I split most of those matches, or 40-60'd them. So I felt okay about that. One question I have is just block for me. What is the proper? So like if I've got someone in a corner, what's the proper thing that I should be doing to just like put the meter on them? Just this nonstop?
So pretty much,
because every once in a while I will jump.
There.
And I'll just throw a jump in there to see if they're going to jump out.
Yeah. No. Well, the thing is, they can't jump out. Right.
Not at least without me responding to it.
Well, look. I'll show you. For example, with May.
Okay.
You can't jump out in specific scenarios. So let's see if I. So like, there's also some rules with the dolphin. So these are some rules that I stand by. Is if I do a H dolphin. And you hold up, you can hold up for anything where in terms of like I throw a normal back. But if I do H dolphin to S dolphin and you hold up, you get hit there instantly.
It counters?
So
because of the transition?
Yeah. No, not transition, because of the jump frames. So watch. If you hold up right here, see you block, right?
Yeah.
If I do this, right, and do it right away,
oh yeah.
See that?
Sure.
So that's when you get a combo. Right. So what I would normally do, so let's say if you block, the thing is, if an opponent blocks an H dolphin, just know that it's your turn and you can do something else after.
You keep going.
Right. So if I do this, I would just, for example, do that and kind of like keep the pressure going, because the whole point of getting that risk gauge, right? A lot of times you can also just kind of like do this and then
that's what I
like
do
this,
so much.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then wait right here, like say if you do this here. And then you wait, and then they press a button.
Yeah.
Like, let's say
dolphin immediately.
Yeah, then you can just dolphin their button that they press.
Got it.
Because the most important part, the most useful thing is when you're doing H dolphin to S dolphin. Because when you do H dolphin, S dolphin, and they jump up, you hit them.
Got it. So in general, should I not be ending corner pressure on a S dolphin? I should be ending always on a heavy dolphin?
No. You can do S dolphin.
Okay.
The thing is, you're using S dolphin as your Roman cancel. You should never do H dolphin Roman cancel. That should never be a thing.
Why is that?
Because the thing is, even if you hit with H dolphin, you can combo the S dolphin.
Oh, so it's an easy follow-up with S dolphin right after.
Right? Because then you would do H dolphin, S dolphin, Roman cancel.
It's a little bit more damage, sure. Yeah.
It's just more of just like, because the thing is, like, there's no reason for you to waste your tension meter because you're already plus, right? Because you're already plus in that scenario, right? Because you're already plus in the scenario, because Roman cancel on block is making you more plus, right? But the thing is, since you're already plus on H dolphin, you don't need to add more like frame advantage to you because it doesn't like stack or anything.
Damn.
Right? So you want to make you always want to make sure you turn a negative move into a positive.
Right.
And that's where Roman cancel.
I need to fucking do that more, man. That's just like that alone is just so much.
Yeah. So like watch do H dolphin S dolphin. Yeah, I got hit there. You see that?
Yeah.
Right. And now do that mid. Now do it mid.
Oh, you mean H and norm?
Yeah, H and S. H and S. Yeah.
Oh, well, I fucked up the input.
That catches backdash.
Right.
Right, so if people try to move any way, jump or backdash, they get hit by the S dolphin right away.
Yeah,
after the H dolphin.
I think for the longest time I've just done S dolphins. I've never done H dolphin into S. It's always just been
Yeah.
SS or
Yeah, it's
H
more- yeah.
into something else.
Yeah, you normally you would just do H into like something like this into S.
Yeah.
But also like you can do S on hit, S on hit, but sometimes you do S on block and S on block, which is like not good at all. So
Yeah,
you got
'cause
to make
they're both
sure that
negative.
yeah, they're both. Well, the first one's negative. The thing is, because you're negative, you shouldn't press a button.
You should reset and go back to neutral
Yeah.
or down back.
Yeah, well, I would say more of like S soften. What you can do as an offensive attempt is so press a button after S softens, right? So like press like crouching slash, right?
Okay.
So press after the B block first. See, you
Oh,
counted
yeah.
me, right? So now if I do this, do
Yeah.
that, I can do that, right? What you do this backdash S dolphin,
Sure.
because normally what you do is you do S dolphin jump back. That's what you do.
Right.
Right.
I get real loosey goosey in there trying
Yeah.
to do this right.
Yeah, and which is fine. It's just that you always want to. That's why people are reading your jump backs, because your initial to go to is a back after anything. So
Right.
that's why people are reading reading you and going for air throws. But if you mix it with just using the backdash, right, and then you kind of like use both options as a tool to get away, then it makes it harder for people to make a read on you and how to like punish your escape.
Sure. Makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I think for me like that alone will help a lot, even though I bounce off the wall. Just in the center.
Yeah, but you want to make sure you do it fast enough so you get the combo like 2 hits, right?
Right. Yeah, because I think for me, like I've done this so much that it's just going to be button or muscle memory
Yeah.
to go from, that to that. But
Yeah.
it's
It
an
also-
easy enough
yeah.
thing, right? It's not difficult.
Yeah, and also another thing is you don't want to flow chart your strings, because I think a lot of times that you kind of like, let's say you have this like block string that you do, but you do the same block string on every player.
Mm.
Another thing what you want to focus on is think of it as like information gathering. If you know your opponent sucks at punishing H dolphin, you literally run this train of doing this over and over and over again
Until he
until
starts
they
blocking.
tell you
Yeah.
no, until they tell you that they can counter it, because there's a gap there, right? So if I do crouching S into H dolphin, you can press a button there right before
Yeah.
the H dolphin hits me.
Right.
But a lot of times people are so scared. Like, I mean, when you saw me play, I played No Kami, right? The winner of my tournament.
Right.
And I had him in the corner stuck, just doing this into H dolphin for like at least like 10 seconds before I stopped.
Yeah.
And see, like that gave me information that like, oh, like I'm not going to stop doing something that's like technically not real until you tell me that it's not real. Because there's so much fake offense in this game, but the fake offense is freaking amazing.
It's still offense. Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
still strong.
Yeah, it's just that you just need to test your opponent's knowledge and test your opponent's like just skills and reaction in general. See if they can counter those scenarios. Because if they don't counter those scenarios, then why would you stop and stuff like that? So I would say, because you've been playing so many matches, you kind of go into this flow chart of like doing like, let's say H dolphin here, and then you go back into like S dolphin, S dolphin.
Yeah.
But I want you to try to do H dolphin, H dolphin, H dolphin,
And see what happens. Yeah.
and see what happens, right? It's just because that's where the mental gameplay starts to come out from. It's kind of like how you can gauge on like how good your opponent is, how ready they are as well. So those are scenarios where you kind of want to like take it. Right, so doing
Yeah.
H dolphin, see in the S H dolphin, like stuff like that. Wait until somebody knows how to counter that, and then after that, you'll be like, okay, I won't do it that many times. Let me try to mix it with H dolphin, S dolphin, H dolphin, S dolphin, see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. One other question I have, because I know I have to go right at 6 to go get my dog. But we got 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, go for it.
In corner situations, against characters with DP, does the punch version of Walrus stop a DP?
Not really.
Okay.
It's one of those things where I don't want you to be afraid of DPs. So
Well, it's more just like
lock-
learning how to react to them rather than being afraid to them.
Yeah, I mean, it's more of like if you knock somebody down, right, and then you're scared, when you're in front of the person,
Yeah.
if you do this, it kind of won't force the opponent to do that
Yeah.
because they see like the range and everything. Maybe like when you're at when you're fighting against like somebody like at the lower levels, they'll just match DP.
Right.
But if you're fighting against like somebody 410 and you do this, they're not gonna match DP. They're just gonna block because they see that the ball's coming in front of them.
Sure.
And they see that you are not close to the character at all.
Sure.
Right. What I want you to start doing more is I noticed the bane of your existence is the command grab. The command grab
So
in these scenarios to beat the dragon punches.
I've-
Grabs beat dragon punches.
Yeah, I've made a mental effort to when I open up with a stun and they're stunned, instead of just going up and throwing, since I have that timing down, I'll
Yeah.
try to command grab them.
Okay.
Just so I can like get the input into a match and feel confident in throwing that when they're in a corner later, right? Because it's still like I can throw it. I'm just not super confident in it yet, but I have spent more time than not like just practicing.
Look at that, 3 in a
this.
row, man. Come on, that's good.
I mean,
Four, that's
the
4
input,
times.
yeah. I've got it like I've got the input down, but I'm still nervous that every once in a while it's going to do this. And I will also say that gets me killed more than any other move in my arsenal because I see that they're low HP and I'm like half and I just knocked them down. I just run and just throw it. And just
Yeah.
I just throw it. And then they just open up with some other bullshit and I die because of it because I get cocky. So like, what is
Yeah.
another alternative on Wake Up than this to like, you know, chip them out? And also that's like not close S down or whatever. Is there any other options?
So what you can do is block both of me. So you can do this, for example. You can just do stand dust as an overhead.
I need to start dusting a lot more. I also don't know the dust combo that I know you sent it to me and I haven't practiced it. But I need to do
Yeah.
that more just in general.
Yeah.
I
So
think.
look, see how far this is? This goes
That's
pretty
crazy.
far,
Yeah.
right? So then this is an overhead. So this is really good. You can also combo the roaming cancel as well and continue to combo. Same thing as overhead, right?
Yeah.
The forward kick. Another thing you can do is instead of doing close slash and the crouching too heavy slash,
Yeah.
you can do close slash into overhead itself.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. So do close slash. Yeah. See that?
Damn. Okay.
What you also can do is you could do 2K into overhead as well too. So it's a low high.
Oh, that's just down.
Yeah, down.
So it's okay. Fuck, I need to do that too. That's actually like that might be my new go-to then.
Yeah, because what you can do, you can mix it up, right? You can mix it up with this or into this,
Yeah.
right? So it's a
Just to
low
get another
low versus a
knockdown.
low high. Well, it's more of like if they think the overhead's coming because you show them that
Conditioned
you're
them.
doing this a lot,
Yeah.
then you go to that.
Can
right.
you RC off the low at all or no?
Oh, because you could cancel the dolphin, right? Because since you could cancel a dolphin, you get a combo.
Yeah. Okay.
So
That-
yeah,
that
literally
string alone might
everything. Yeah, literally everything goes into roaming cancel. The only time it doesn't go to roaming cancel is the one you're doing like this.
Yeah, after that bounce because you're already on the
So
ground.
yeah, exactly. You see that? You can't roaming cancel from there. What you can do from this situation, if you do that, for example, you can do that combo right there.
Do it again.
See
Sorry, I
that?
was looking off. God, that
So after
does that
yeah, so
clear
after you do
center to wall?
no, yeah, it's center to wall. So after you do that, see.
Damn.
So what you can do, so
So
after
much
the
damage.
H, crouching heavy into heavy dolphin, right? You hit your dash macro, so you could dash on frame like really fast, like frame 1, and then you dash and you press kick dust,
Gotcha. Okay.
right? So that's because the thing is you do this into that, right? But then you see how they're like back over there. But now you got this. At least you do more damage if you're gonna just want to commit to a combo instead of just like getting up close for the pressure.
Yeah, I was writing that down. So it's 2H up dolphin dash kick dust.
Yeah, dash kick dust.
Okay. Yeah, that's all. Just like another center map combo will be nice to add to the arsenal. So I'll practice that a bunch. And that's just from them being in neutral. It's just
you can do that. You can do that at any point.
Okay.
It just makes because you do this a lot.
Yeah.
Right. So you get that.
I
combo
always
a lot.
get that, but then it drops, right? Then nothing comes from it.
Yeah. So now if you do this, you can get the air dash, at least a 4-hit, to do a little bit more damage.
Yeah, yeah, and it pushes them farther against the wall than like just the normal dolphin follow up. Yeah. Even though I feel like the dolphin alternative is soul crushing to opponents.
I mean, you could also do this too, right? To continue it if you want, if you have the meter. You see roaming cancel, right? So you can do like a bunch of stuff like that as well too. Right?
Yeah, there's follow-ups to it.
Yeah, it's more of just like I want you to be more creative with just using the tension meter.
Right.
Because like I would say right now, like you have your to-go-tos for attention meters like this, and then you like I mean that was a big one. The fact that you do this a lot more, that's great.
Yeah.
So it's just and now it's more just adding more like you can just slide into roaming cancels, right? So stuff like that is like really huge important.
Yeah.
I would say the other thing that I want you to focus more on is using this button right here.
Yeah. So I've just accidentally thrown that out, and every time I have, it's been so successful. It's just like, oh shit, why am I not doing this more? Like it's nice, and I need to do it more. You're right.
Yeah, and then what's really good is doing this into run. You can cancel this kick into dash, which is really good, like that.
Whoops.
Because then you can kind of sneak in the grab.
Yeah.
So no. The thing is, you're cancel like press the button after the kick. Don't run after the recovery. See that? There you go. See how you run?
Damn. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, that is.
And then
fast.
See, and then from there, it makes it easier for you to go into command grabs because the dash button's already moving you forward.
Right. So? Just in terms of like hand layout, do we have the same binds where is kick you're on a combo, right?
I'm on a combo, yeah.
Is kick your square on the combo?
Kick is my square.
And dust is your circle?
No, dust is my R2.
Or sorry, dash is your circle. And
dash
is
is my circle.
So what does your hand look like when you're doing that then? Because my hands generally rest like this. I don't know if you could, let me go to a bigger screen so you can see that. They usually rest like this. And so this does the burst and RC. This handles generally strike. And then this is where it gets trippy. I don't know like hand placement wise how to actively hit these without going back and feeling awkward.
So you try for the kick and run?
Yeah.
Kick and dash?
Yeah, because like this is fine because I can...
Okay.
It's long enough to where I can just like replace my hands back forward.
Right, so what I do here is
over a little bit more.
The kick. I don't know that. I press the kick right with this button with my index. So I do kick and then I do kick and then dash.
Just right after, and that's with your pointer finger?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So a lot of times when I'm doing like buttons and the like different hits, I don't use like how you're doing it, where it's like. So do you hit slash like this and then crouching heavy slash with your ring, middle to ring?
Yeah. When I do that combo, it's this down and then that.
See, what I do is.
Are you still using pointer on everything?
Yeah, the only time I use different fingers is when I use like roaming cancel. I use 3 buttons, right?
Right.
But I would just do 2 hits, like 1, 2.
Huh. I wonder if that's like the since I learned to type before I learned to use the stick. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that might be your keyboard skills, right? See,
right.
Because you're so into because you're PC master race. But I would say in arcades, the problem is because your fingers are stuck in like this angle of just like like you're stuck on these buttons, I don't think it's a much more smoother transition. But because you are like that, Hitbox actually would favor the way you're playing.
Yeah, just because that's how my hands are already set up in that position.
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't use my pinky at all.
Yeah, my pinkies are RC in this. The nice thing is that I've gotten to where, and I've played so much that like I don't think about having to hit those buttons. It's all reaction, and it's all just like, good. Let's just hit those buttons. Okay, good job. But when I have to kick, I have to think like I gotta press a button here that I don't normally press. Good luck. And it's also one of the reasons why I don't like throwing out the command throw, because it's like I have to think about it. I have to think about literally shifting my hands over somewhat to like make sure that I can just do that.
Yeah, there's times where I even press a button with just 2 fingers at the same time.
Right, and I know that's from your Street Fighter career, because you're trying to like do the feathering or whatever of the buttons, right? Yeah,
that's why like when people like, if I mash, like if there's like a mashing contest, it's more natural to me because I just like drum with my like fingers like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, sense. I would say that's kind of also probably another reason why you miss a lot of things, because it's like, since you use like you're hitting it like this, it's harder for a joystick.
Right.
But I think it'll be easier for a hitbox for sure.
Yeah. I'm feeling a lot more confident in command throw, just throwing it out.
No, you're doing great with it.
Yeah, like it's going well. I don't know what it is, but there's a I think that there's something you know how when people say like there's something romantic about baseball? I think there's something romantic about fighting games when you have a stick and you do just like a straight up Hadoken or like a backwards, right? Like that input just feels great. I don't know why it is, but it's led me to throw walruses because that input just feels great. And I don't know why it is.
I think when it comes to romance, like for like what you're trying to apply, for me it's more of just like anytime I learn a new combo.
Right. That feeling.
Anytime I learn that feeling is great. And I can understand why after like playing with so many different type of players and helping players, I could just tell like they just want to improve, right? And then when you see improvement, you feel freaking awesome.
Right. That's why I think
before,
the first time I hit Celestial, I freaked out. Like my wife was like, "Are you okay? Like why the fuck are you screaming so much? It's 11 o'clock at night." But now I hit Celestial, and then there's like a pit in my stomach. Like, here we go again. All right, let's try these matches out. And it's not even like now I hit Celestial, and it's like, okay, well let's see how these matches go. I'm not gonna like put pressure on myself. We'll just see what happens type deal.
But I would say just remember to start thinking about baiting out burst.
Yeah.
Because like I said, a lot of times you land this and you always go for that.
Yeah.
But a lot of times people will burst there.
Off the anchor, up anchor.
Yeah, especially because the thing is you're getting counter hit.
Right.
Right. So people don't want to get hit by a counter hit, so they're going to burst there. Like that. Like that. Just like it just puts danger in people's hearts. So they're like Mayday. That's like. I have to burst, right? I have to burst.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. I feel like, even though tournament yesterday, the Gold Lewis tournament, I baited like a freaking million bursts against all tournament players. And it's just because they're scared in those scenarios. And the more you play and the more you start baiting out bursts, the more you're going to go for it. And it's going to change your mindset a lot when you start thinking about stuff like that.
Yeah. And the matches against Strippin where we've probably done, I don't know, 150, 200 matches against each other. He fell for the bait burst literally every match. And like he was getting so frustrated with himself, and I'm like, just don't fall for it. Right? Like, I've done the same burst literally every single time in the same fashion, 150 matches. And he's like, I know, I'm still gonna do it though. Like I can't break my brain out of that. And so I think if I learn more scenarios where I'm able to see that they're about to burst. The biggest one being the idea that in that combo, you can tell that it's stopped at 2.
Yeah.
Because they're going to burst.
Hits,
yeah. And that's just do that one more time just so I have it in my brain. It's
See, that. So right there, that counts as like you didn't burst there,
right.
right? But if you burst here, so if you get hit,
Yeah.
I know you're gonna burst there.
Right. Because it doesn't go to
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. So I could tell when you're gonna burst and when you're not gonna burst based off that scenario.
Right.
So once you realize stuff like that, then you'll be able to like kind of like understand like, oh, this is when I attack, this is when I don't attack.
Yeah.
But there's obviously times where you're not gonna be able to bait every single burst because the person playing are very good at bursting at correct scenarios, right? But it's more of just like take a note of where are people bursting, and the more like because the thing is your attacks are landing. So because your attacks are landing, they're going to be bursting at scenarios where most of your time your offense will start from.
Right.
So I know that people always burst here. It's me. I know when I go for like a combo in the corner and they're going to burst here, I know they're going to burst here, so I always do that. So like I just keep a recollection of my mind of where common scenarios where people burst against me.
Right. Makes sense. What is the a beginner question? One that I should probably know. When we're match is starting, what causes the counter to hit? Like what causes the counter there?
Oh,
is it because you're going to do a move and the dolphin hits first?
So for example, if I do this move while I'm charging this forward anchor, do dolphin.
Okay.
Right. See. So because my move did not fully come out yet, that causes a counter hit.
Okay. Follow up. How come on floor 10 I can throw that all fucking day? Hit Celestial, people get out of that shit because they're hitting the button exactly at the right time. Is that all it is?
You mean the stun?
Yeah, like charge it again or whatever. Well, I messed up there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
they
can
do that shit, and I'm just like, well, this is a whole new fucking game. Like, what the hell? I can't
so, in the corner, they can't mash out.
They can't mash out of it in corner. Okay.
Yeah, because the thing is, you're closer. So if you're over here and I do this,
right.
So let's say go back right here. Yeah.
Oh.
Oops.
Or you want to? Okay.
See I can't mash out there. You see that?
Yeah. Okay.
So that's corner. Mid screen, what you want to do if you know that they're really good at mashing out, think of this like information gathering. Instead of going for the grab, you go for the slide right away.
Got it. Okay. Because slide.
So if I do this,
yeah.
If I do this, go for dolphin.
Gotcha. It's either a down back.
Yes. No. So you don't have to run slide. You just do slide.
Oh, you can just slide from mid screen. Oh shit.
Yeah. Watch.
Can you open up round and do that? Oh fuck. Okay.
It's not.
I'm not gonna do that on
safe.
round open.
Yeah. So do dolphin. Do dolphin and then do slide right away. So don't dash at all.
What would the dash? Because that's my fear with the dash is that.
Yeah. See. Boom.
Okay.
Right? And because if you do dash slide, I can mash out and block.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, because the second that happened to me, I was just like, what the fuck? You can get out of that? Like, why the fuck can I throw right there? What is going on? My entire world was just, I think it was like a Millia or something. And it was like a 300 or 400 level Millia. And I was just like, what the, you can get out of that? Like, that is, I have never seen anyone do that before.
Yeah, just know that in mid-screen, I mean, the thing is, they have to show you that they can get out of it. So I would say you keep doing it until they show you that they can get out of it.
Yeah. Because
but
so much of my damage comes from the
just
walk up throw. It's so good. People will actually, that is what they burst against me. Like after a round or two, they will always burst that because they know I'm going to throw.
Okay, so in that situation, that's where you like.
I could try to burst it or
dash,
bait it. Yeah.
No, that's what you did. That's what you do. Dash up, block.
Yeah, just to like hold it. Yeah.
Right.
And I've also done the dash up against a lot of DPs just to see if they're going to throw it on wake up.
The problem is if you do dash up DP, if their opponent wakes up grab, then you get.
It'll beat it every time. Okay.
Yeah. So that's why I kind of want you to just be in a position of where don't think about baiting DPs too much. Like really, just kind of just don't be too scared of it. If you do believe a DP is coming, you can do two things: you can block it or try to grab and beat the DP.
Okay. Another question in terms of, I don't know why all these questions coming to me here at the end. In terms of a setup for Orca, is that the best one? Rather.
Orca. You mean the Supra?
Yeah. Is that the best one? Like back heavy into just to hit confirm it? I guess what I'm asking is, what are the best hit confirms into Super for May? Apart from just like corner combo stuff. Is it generally just not good?
Yeah, I would say yeah. Personally, like just doing this, I mean, you could do that, but the problem with just doing that is that
You don't really
it
gain
does good
anything except damage.
It does good damage for sure. You would do that, but the thing is, the problem is, you could just do the same combo and you get roaming cancel. You get like the wall bounce right here, right, and you do more damage.
And you don't lose meter. Yeah.
Right, and I mean, you still spend a bar.
Sure,
right?
sure. Yeah.
So it's just the only time. The thing is, you want to use the Orca Super here, where you break the wall.
It's gonna be a wall break, yeah.
Yeah, because it's a wall break. It causes a hard knockdown, right? So then you can dash up and continue press before the opponent gets up.
Yeah. Okay.
So I would say just for the super purposes, the only other way I would think about is just do it on like as a reversal, as a wake up super.
Yeah.
Right. Doing it as like if you can wake up, you can even do if you're feeling kind of frisky. You know how I told you after the S dolphin you're minus.
Yeah.
You can do S dolphin and then do super if you think they're gonna press a button. But it's kind of risky there though.
It is risky.
If they block it, because if they block it, then you're gonna get punished hard.
Yeah. Okay. Tell me how stupid this is, and I'm gonna tell you that it works more often than not. I will, if people are in a corner, I'll dash like that and then super in air, and the splash will land behind them.
Also, I mean,
It'll kill
it's a viable mix-up because
Okay.
since the Orca is a 2-hit super right here like that.
Yeah.
Let's say you block for me. You can also like do stuff like this, right? And then see it crosses
Damn.
up.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
You can do this,
I didn't know about the
overhead.
RC because it's 2 hit. Fuck. Okay.
right? Look, I can go down and go for the overhead, and you get hit by the Orca coming on the way down because it's a high-low.
Got
So
it.
then let's say if you block high, see I can go low instead.
Sure. Okay. So you can
So
actually
those are-
red RC
yeah.
and mix up on that. Okay.
Yeah, there's like cool stuff. Like I said, RC is just
It
creative.
opens
It's like-
pathways. Yeah.
yeah, so I just want you to just be more creative.
Yeah. My favorite thing that I've done in the past week is against Gold Lewis, because so many Gold Lewises like to destroy my meter, so I have to FD their goddamn Gatling on wake up, and it's tier 3. So instead of just FDing it, I just throw a fucking whale. Because they can't block it.
Yeah, they can't block. Oh, I mean, you know what you can do also if you don't want to FD.
Yeah.
So this is something I'm not sure if you ever recognize. Do you know anything about like instant blocking?
No, not necessarily, no.
Okay, so instant blocking is the white block that you see. It'll say just.
Huh, okay.
Right? So it's literally tapping back in the last second, right? So if you block for me,
Just down back
Right.
or back?
just back. Yeah.
Okay.
So if I do this, it does that much chip damage, right?
Yeah.
But because it's a true string, it's literally once you start blocking, start tapping back like crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, try to tap back like this, for example,
Okay.
like while you're blocking.
All right.
Yeah, because if you do it fast enough, you will get this like thing, the white guard called just defending. So you would take less chip damage without using white guard.
Because most of the time I just down back and FD, right? Because they
Yeah.
do it every time on wake up. If we're across screen, every Gold Lewis I've ever fought will just Gatling to try to like chip off HP or chip off meter.
Well, you know what you could do is if you super jump, right? If you down up jump,
Yeah.
so do like do start from down on the ground and tap up at like right away. So like so stand up
Okay.
and do down up like that. Like tap down before you jump up.
Tap.
You
Like
see that?
that?
How you jump higher? Yeah, you see how you
Oh
jump higher?
shit! I didn't even know that was in
Right.
the game.
Yeah, and what you can do is when you see Gold Lewis bring out the gun, you do down up and air dash forward to punish me.
Right. So that's usually what happens is me doing that and catching him with an anchor across the thing. I'm just saying, to really piss a Gold Lewis off, I like throwing that whale across the goddamn screen.
Yeah, if I do this.
Because like it hits every time. And it sucks so bad when it hits.
It's funny though. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty funny.
Because so many Gold Lewises do it. If I have like full bar and they do that, I just send it every fucking time. The only time that sucks is when I mess up the input because it's a little bit weird, but it still feels great. That right there does so much damage as well.
Yeah, but it's just something also. It's just like if you don't want a green guard, then like just tapping back the last second.
Yeah.
To get the instant block would be pretty sick.
Yeah, I've never seen it say just. Is there anything that I can do to you so that you can see just?
So throw the walrus.
Is it hard to hit?
Yeah, it's because it's like 2 frames to block it, and also the PS5 makes it harder.
Sure.
See that?
Oh
just.
yeah, damn. Okay. And does that absorb? Right? Do you take less chip damage from that?
Yeah, you take less chip damage, and it doesn't push back opponents. So there's there's certain strings that it's safe, but if you just defend, it's not safe.
Got it. Okay. All right.
So if you just defend this while blocking,
God, how fast do you? I'm like fucking going as fast.
You know,
as I can.
it's just you just have to like kind of like practice it a lot.
Yeah.
But just go in training mode, just do that. So the next time you play stripping, you could be like, oh, look at all that just.
yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be fun. All right, I think we're good. We'll take like a question from chat, if there are any, about whatever you guys want to know about Guilty Gear. If you have questions about your own matchup, your own gameplay, we'll do one from Justin's chat, and then I gotta go because my dog's at daycare. He needs to be picked up.
Yeah, I mean, most of the chat on my side was like they were so surprised that there was a training mode available in this game.
Yeah, a lot of people are surprised by that. It's not generally something I guess you see.
So let's see. Question is advice on Ram versus Eno matchup. Ram perspective. So the one thing about Eno is obviously her rushdown is so strong when she's on you, but the thing is she has a tough time getting in. So as the Ram player, you should be always keeping out the opponent with your far range normals. Another thing is when she does like air dash button, that's not real. It's fake. You can always challenge there with like a quick like 5K or 5P. So don't let Eno kind of just do air dash button, because that's kind of where she gets a lot of her mileage from. So I would say that's like the huge thing that you need to focus on is making sure that once you keep her out, If she does get in, you pretty much focus on just spending your resources like YRC first, because if you YRC her while she's air dashing, it pushes her way so far back that it kind of makes her start back to neutral again.
Makes sense. Also, you mentioned Ram. Most Rams, for whatever reason, in floor 10, literally do nothing except try to get me in a corner. That is, they do not throw anything except trying to switch me up when I got them in a corner and get them in a or get me in a corner. And it's probably one of the most infuriating play styles for me, is just someone that does not give a shit about anything else in the game except getting that corner combo down and finishing it off with the immediate super.
I mean, it's
crazy though, because it does so much really absurd damage.
No, Ram is a character that once she gets you in a corner, it's like
it's tough.
You have to like really be good at blocking or forced to spend your meter of burst to get her get off the situation. Like you have to FD against her a lot. If you FD against her, it makes her life a lot harder.
Yeah.
So FDing against Ram is a great tool to use.
Sure, that makes sense. I've also most Rams that I play, that's wake up super practice bait, right? Because I'll rush towards them just back. 100% of the time they're going to try to super because it's so fast on wake up.
It's so fast, yeah.
I
think it's the fastest super in the game, probably.
It wouldn't surprise me. It's absurdly fast. But cool. All right. Are we back next Tuesday? We'll play it by ear. What's you got?
Tuesday, yeah.
Tuesday? Cool.
Yeah,
okay.
Tuesday.
I'll play some matches. I still mostly play on PC, but I'll also play some matches on PlayStation as well. So if you want to go over replays like that, maybe I'll get warmed up on PC or something. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I would like to do some just replays, watching some of your matches in general. So kind of we can kind of go through like what's the thought process here? Why'd you do this? This is good, stuff like that. I mean, you could play on PC too. Maybe you could just like record it and we'll just watch like a VOD as well too.
Oh, that's true. I could. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. I could just record the matches and throw up the videos. Yeah, that would actually make another alternative. Yeah,
It'll be faster just because
loading the replays does takes so long.
Takes a while. Yeah,
God,
exactly.
I wish that was faster. Actually, I wish that was faster. But it is what it is. Guilty Gear has some nuances to it that could be better. We'll see what happens in the future with that stuff, though. That's gonna do it for Fight Me this week, Justin. Good luck. Once again, congratulations on being the big Texas comer.
Big Texas comer.
I saw you were off last week on ICFC. Are you back on tomorrow? Are you casting?
Yeah, I'm casting. I think I want to enter a Gold Lewis again. I just been having a blast playing the character, so I'll probably enter tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh shit. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. That'll be fun. That starts at 8 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Eastern. What time is ICF?
8 p.m. No. 9 p.m. Eastern. 6 p.m. PST.
There you go. And that'll be on Tasty Steve's channel.
Tasty
Also,
_Steve.
why is there a Coach Steve and a Tasty Steve? Why are there so many Steves?
They're two different players.
I know, but like, why? What? They're so similar.
You know, what's the funny part?
I get them mixed up.
Sajam, his name is Steve as well too.
Oh Jesus. Okay. A lot of Steves. A lot of Steves in the FGC. That's how it goes. All right. We'll be back next week. Thank you guys so much. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Good luck in your matches. And thanks, Justin, once again. We'll see you then. Good luck.
See ya.
Bye-bye.